You're like, what?
I thought like I did something wrong.
No, I'm sorry. Oh.
Okay, I have something for you. Are you ready?
Oh gosh.
I was practicing all day yesterday, aka.
Which means Amy's. Sorry, never mind.
What does that mean?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
I wanted you to say it.
No, just go ahead.
AKA, it means I practiced from the drive from Fairbanks to North Pole. So that was all day.
Wow.
A whole 20 minutes. And Alice was getting rather frustrated because I used to know all the words to a specific song. And I've lost that memory a little bit. So I was like trying to remember. But here it goes. Drop glasses, shake your asses, face screwed up like you're having hot flashes. Which one? Pick one. This one, classic. Red from blonde, yeah, bitch, I'm drastic. Why this? Why that? I'm done.
You did so good though.
Thank you.
I don't know all those. You know what's so funny? My sister, they have like a membership to the water park where they live, and she said, "Is that no? That's not Get Your Freak On." Never mind. But
no,
they
Get Your Freak On is Missy Elliott.
Yeah. That is Missy Elliott, wasn't it?
No, it's Eva.
Oh, never mind. Well, Missy Elliott was playing at the water park, and
what?
You know, I've told you of my sister. Sorry, Ashley, if you're listening, but she's very
yes,
But back in the day, she used to know like all the lyrics to these rap songs and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Who
has she become?
She said she has kids now. She said it was blasting over the radio at the water park, and she was like catching herself singing it every couple seconds. She's like, I was singing Get Your Freak On, and I was like, ooh, dude, that's pretty good though. You did good.
I could have gone longer, but
I'm proud of you.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That's my turn to say that.
She
For those on Patreon, do you see we have a new setup and new tables?
Look at us.
And for those who are listening to the normal podcast, do you hear that there's no... God dang it, why did I say that? Okay, I'm just going to say it. There shouldn't be any buzzing in this episode.
Oh.
So we know that there's been a lot of buzzing, and we apologize for that, guys.
Yeah, we were wanting to talk about it.
Oh, and about the messed up ad that we accidentally...
Oh, that's what it was that we were supposed to... So, for the last, 2 weeks...
You guys got to hear what's really happening with the neighbors.
It's so embarrassing. I will say, when I added the ad to the list of, the little upload thingy, I was a little preoccupied. And so then, I'm up at, midnight on a Saturday, and I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to the new episode, or was it midnight? Or
it was an evening on. It was
oh, yeah, I called you.
You were driving.
Yeah, that's right.
You're like, I need you to take it down, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this.
I was like, oh
and then we
my
locked,
god!
And then we forgot the password, so we locked ourselves out of the account.
And we couldn't touch it for
we have to wait 24 hours, and then we waited 24 hours, and you thought you took it down.
I thought I took it down,
to stay up.
But I didn't. What I did, I took it down from all of the ones that were already posted to, not the upcoming ones.
So, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and it was right in the beginning too. It was right. Did you listen to it?
Yes.
It was the very beginning,
very
right
beginning.
when you turned on the episode.
I was like, because the first time
you're
it played,
shoot, let me redo that.
the very beginning, I'm like, oh, our ad, and I was like, no, that's no. So embarrassing.
So,
and if you listen through it, you got to listen to 3 hours of 3 minutes of full mess ups, because that's all.
Yeah, you guys, this doesn't just happen right away. We don't get it on the first try. Amy does a lot of editing, and we do a lot of retakes. Not with our episodes though.
No,
we just take out stuff.
We'll
take out with the ads, we do a lot of retakes.
Or sometimes I'll be like, let me redo that sentence.
Yeah.
Oh
so sorry about that, guys. I hope you just went forward 15 seconds. Yeah. Or you laughed. Or,
15 seconds? You mean 3 minutes?
Maybe we lost a couple listeners.
They're like,
what
no.
the heck am I listening to?
These people don't know what they're doing. We still don't know what we're doing. We admit that.
Yeah.
We're winging it.
We're
every
almost
day.
at a year now, and we still are struggling.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We're on
It's
the
fine.
struggle bus.
We just now figured out sound. Wait. Again, why do I keep on saying
Stop
that?
talking about it.
Fun.
I have a neighborhood story for you.
Oh, by the way, that's Amy.
Oh, that's Bree, and this is our neighborhood true crime This
It
is our
is.
paranormal true crime and neighborhood podcast, and we meet once a week to talk about all things spooky
And drama.
and drama.
Even sometimes includes our own neighbors.
My neighbor that just moved, she was messaging me today, and she's like, "I heard you guys have been struggling with some sound over in your neighborhood," and I was like, "Oh, shut up."
Yep.
I was like, "Yeah, we have." She's like, "Have you confronted them?" And I was like, "No." And I said that one time you did.
My
you,
child threw a fit at them.
You didn't tell me about that.
The fireworks that went off, it was still light out, and like they set off like this giant loud firework, and Natalie started crying because she's afraid of loud noises now, and Charlotte started saying, "Darn fireworks, I'm going inside." And she's yelling and yelling. I'm like, "Charlotte, get inside, Charlotte, get inside, get inside, stop it." I'm like, let me yell inside the house.
Yeah. That's good though. You know, maybe that kind of.
It didn't, but it's
No.
fine.
Yeah, I told her about the one time that it was like past 11 or something. You're like, "Can you please?"
Oh
turn
yeah,
up
when
your
I
music?"
messaged them, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, no," because we will just passive aggressively complain about it.
Yeah, because
We're two
scared.
chicken butts. Yeah. All right, so this neighborhood story is a little different. My neighbor had just purchased a new high-powered BB gun. We had just finished shooting it in the
Oh, gosh.
backyard when he points the barrel at my face and pulls the trigger several times.
Oh no.
Oh no, why isn't it? Hold on. I tell him to stop being dumb, and he just laughs and says, "It's not loaded." Then the moron puts the barrel in his mouth and pop. He shoots the BB right through his tongue into his vulva.
Oh no. Wait, his what?
Vulva? The little dingly thing? The little dingly thing in the back
Uvula?
of your throat. Uvula, yeah. What did I call it? Ovula?
A vulva? Do
A
you know
vulva?
what that is?
Yeah, it's a little dingly thing on the
No,
back of your throat.
uvula is the little
Uvula.
dingly thing.
That's what I called-
Vulva is. You need to quit calling it a vulva if that's what you've been calling it.
Well, I don't really call it anything.
Because I'm pretty sure a vulva
Oh, no.
is down there in that business area. It is. I just looked it up.
That's why I call it that.
I was like, what? I'm like, how did they shoot? Oh god. Oh god.
My face hurts.
I was so confused when you said he shot it through his tongue to their vulva, and I was like, I thought this was a boy. And how the hell did the BB go through his whole what?
Uvula.
Uvula.
Uvula. I'm gonna repeat that sentence.
You're not gonna leave it in?
No! How embarrassing! I am
so
a
funny,
woman!
though. All right, you're welcome, Patreon. I'm looking over there for the camera. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You said vulva. I was like,
That's like when you ask a man where the clitoris is.
in there.
Okay, uvula. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So I tell him to stop being dumb, and he just laughs and says, "It's not loaded." Then the moron puts the barrel in his mouth and pop. He shoots a BB gun, or BB, right through his tongue into his uvula. Uvula.
His punching bag.
His punching bag. His little dingly thing in the back of my throat. Sorry. I'm just quoting Nicki Minaj.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's stupid.
Stupid.
I volunteered to get shot by a BB gun quite a few times by a guy that I had a crush on growing up.
And how did that work out for you?
I had a bruise on my butt. He shot my butt.
That was it?
Yeah. I was just a kid. My brother yelled at him, though. He's like, dude, that's my sister. You're going to get me in trouble.
You're going to get me in trouble?
We weren't the brightest bunch of kids.
Yeah.
We were the jackass generation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Like what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You're like, okay, I don't need you to add more to it.
I don't get it.
Jackass generation.
But I don't get it.
Because the show Jackass. Because we did stupid stuff.
No, adding what you did there.
I don't know.
Oh.
This is awkward.
Do you like the song I made for Tony's Down, 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 Down?
Yes. I thought it was really cute. Oh, yeah, the Jackass one.
I did that for you. He's such a butthead.
You ready?
No.
I brought smudge spray for this one, guys. So, the sage smoke, we can't do that anymore.
No.
Amy's husband is sorry. Let me do this. As many of you may know, Amy's husband cannot do with smoke.
Yeah, he doesn't do well.
A lot of people can't do with smoke. It's not good for you. But I can't either.
Yeah, your asthma, between Bree's asthma and Rick's COVID lungs, it's we can't have smoke.
So I found some smudge spray. It has like quartz crystals in it and sage. And it it smells a lot better too.
Oh.
So
Good job.
Oh yeah. I didn't tell you about the Disney.
Oh, can you tell me about that real quick?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what she's saying is...
I brought some smudge spray for this story.
Yeah. So, but we're going to backtrack real quick.
Yes, because I needed to talk about why I want to sue Disney.
Okay.
Should I just say a big corporation that makes children happy? I don't want to go. I don't want to go to jail or get
You're
sued.
not going to...
I don't want them to come back at me and sue me.
What's her face made a whole song about it.
Oh, I don't know who
I'm mad at Disney, because they...
Oh, is that what she says?
Yeah, I'm mad at Disney. It's a song.
Oh, I always say, I never knew it said Disney.
The song is literally called I'm Mad at Disney.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm mad at Disney as well. So, you know how we've talked about how their coming-of-age movies have been coming out and shows and stuff?
Yes.
And how they don't have the greatest ratings on them, which I'm not, guys, don't get on to me about this. Like, don't be like,
everyone's opinion, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
You know what? I have my kid, and that's how I want to raise my kid. So anyway, my child watched a certain movie. I'm not going to name the movie because I'm too scared to.
Okay.
But it's about a turning purple. That's what I'm going to call it. You know what it's called.
Yeah.
If you know Disney. And it didn't have age ratings. But it did. I think it may have said coming of age kind of movie.
It might have,
or it might now. They definitely do have a section for coming of age movies now.
Yeah,
they did it before. Well, she loves that movie, but whenever we first watched it, we were very surprised because I was like, "Oh, my child's 4. I don't want her watching this," but she loved it. So
at 4, it kind of goes right over their head.
Yeah. You think it would?
Yes,
you'd
you're right.
think it would. Yeah. Until she's in the Walmart aisle next to the path and says, "Hey, Dad, what are those? I want those. Those are from that movie."
Oh, no.
Yeah. And he thought I was crazy for thinking that the movie wasn't appropriate for her age level. And today he's like, "Yeah, I get what you're dealing with now."
Oh,
he's like, "I understand now." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about."
What did you do? Just like brush it off like it's nothing?
He was with her. I wasn't with
her. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, I just told her to come with me. He's like, no, not yet. I'm not doing this. It's Mom's job.
Yeah. Oh my god.
In 10 years. Maybe not 10.
Oh, she's 14.
So that's why I want to sue Disney. I seriously do want to write them an email asking them to like better like
do a better job at
because
people.
like there's nothing wrong with like telling kids this stuff. But at the same time, like
At what
Disney,
age
yeah,
should
exactly.
we?
Like we shouldn't have to be trying to like race Disney to have a talk with our child
Right. Yeah.
about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. No,
Like,
that's correct.
We are the parent. Disney's not the parent.
Well, and that's
Sorry,
what it
Walt.
is it is like a race.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's like, oh my
That's-
gosh, I have to tell my child now about
And
this.
she's
I
only
didn't.
4.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because we're just like,
No worry about it. Grushka dad. Grushka mom.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, I
chocolate milk.
completely get that. I figured Alice is 9 now, and so it's being talked about amongst her peers.
Yeah, and probably going to be in school soon,
Yeah,
too.
and so when she asked me that, I was just like, let me embarrass you inside of Safeway.
Let's, might as well get this over with.
Yeah. So it was, but up until now, I've always been I sheltered her from it because you have to deal with it for the rest of your life. So might as well keep them, I don't know, in my opinion, keep it from them so that's not something that they think about
Yeah.
until they have to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And
that's how we want to do with our children.
Yes,
and that's
and-
perfectly fine. People can tell their kids or as early as they want. That's perfectly fine. But we personally, like, they should at least give us the option and not like they should be better about rating their movies.
Well, like
I feel like a Karen right now, but you know.
Well, and it shouldn't be a conversation that you're having with a child that young.
That 4. Yeah.
For us, anyways.
Yeah.
But as for them Disney warning people, like they have warnings and they should have warnings about like cultural appropriation and whatnot, and like
they should have like
they
sexual
should have-
content, or because there is kind of sexual content in that movie.
yeah, they have
like
crushes on those
gyrating.
guys, but
And they talk about gyrating.
what is that?
Like air humping.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to do the sound with
That
it.
was so
Sorry.
inappropriate.
I hang around Josh too much.
But they could easily put a warning like, hey, like this is talked about, this is what this movie is about. I don't know.
This is a coming of age movie.
Coming of age
Certain
movie.
things are going to be discussed.
Yeah.
Like
There's
y'all put a warning for many different things. You could put a warning for that.
the Baymax shorts, I think I told you about.
Yeah.
They have one where
a girl started her
period.
Yeah.
And it's like I was playing it. I'm like, what is he talking about? And like my kindergartners are like watching it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Click, turn it off.
Yeah, and you had to talk to parents about
I
that
had
too,
to
and warn
tell my
them
hey, if they talk about what a
sorry.
tampon is or something,
Yeah.
this is why, because I had no idea that the Baymax shorts were going to be talking about it.
Yep.
So,
and again, it's fine if you do it.
yeah,
But
we don't care
personally
if you do. We
don't want
judge
to.
you.
And also, as a daycare provider or whatever, you don't want to do that because like you want to respect parents' wishes, and
Yeah.
that's not up to you to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, you don't even have to include that, but I just wanted to.
That
tell
was
you about
our
it.
little small political rant.
Yeah, sorry, we never get political on here,
No, we don't.
and we don't like to. So.
No, we don't. So please don't hate us.
Yeah.
We're like cowering in the corner right
yeah.
now.
Literally, Amy's in the corner. Nobody
Bree
puts
almost is.
Nobody puts Amy in the corner.
Nobody puts Amy in. You're not in the corner.
Also,
though.
rip Olivia Newton-John. That's not
Yeah.
in Dirty Dancing, but
Yeah, I know.
oh, so sad.
What was
My story?
your Walmart win?
Oh, my Walmart win? Dude, I got so many. So I got a box. So originally, I got a box of mini corn dog bites.
Nice.
Also, guys, go to Walmart because you can get, go to Walmart through us now.
And we get a kickback for it.
Yeah, thanks. That's like a way to help us with the podcast.
Correct.
Boom. So yeah, I ordered a bunch of mini corn dogs.
Yeah.
But they were out.
Oh no.
So sad. But they gave me two big boxes of regular corn dogs for the same
What?
price.
Oh snap.
And I usually get like the Go-Gurt, like great value Go-Gurts.
Yeah.
They were out of those.
Oh.
But they gave me Go-Gurt instead for the same price.
What? so they had the fun cartoons on it.
Yeah. Now Charlotte's gonna be like, I want this every time.
Yeah.
Nope. And what was my other win? I don't know. I got another really good win, but I can't remember it. But, if you guys shop at Walmart through us, well, if you shop at Walmart regardless of Walmart pickup and you order something and they don't have it, they'll replace it with something better or, bigger
Similar,
for the same
yeah.
price. So, that's what I love. I call them Walmart wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to hear spooky story now that we've gone
really,
way off the books?
Really been just trying to put this off.
You know this one too. You've asked me to. Do you want to guess what it is? 'Cause
No.
You've asked me to do this.
Well, okay, so I had a theory of what it would have been, but then you're like, we have to like sage the room and stuff, and so I was like, there's no way it's not. I was thinking it was the Winchester house.
No, I don't know why I'm saving that one. I'm very excited to do that one.
I want to see what the other one is.
The Dybbuk box. Do you know what the Dybbuk box is, or do you know of it?
Is it the?
It's a haunted box. It's a haunted Jewish box.
I know of the box.
Jewish.
It's at what's his face.
Haunted Jewish wine cabinet. Yes,
yeah.
Zach Bagans owns it. Now, so we're gonna talk about the Dybbuk box in this episode.
I'm not sick, you guys. But if I'm sick by the end of this episode, it's Bree's fault.
I got sick while doing this for like a day, but now I feel better. So I don't know.
I do not.
I think it was sinus drainage.
I do not condone any of this. I'm being held against my will. Bree made me close the door.
I did make her close the door.
I am. If I blink twice, it's because I want to be saved.
Okay. So
if you saw me blink,
save her.
Save me,
please save her. So it all starts in 2001. A guy named Kevin Manis was what I like to call it yard sailing or garage sailing, looking for items for his furniture restoration business in Portland, Oregon. While at an estate sale, he came across an old wine cabinet. And the estate sale was from a woman who had just passed. She was 103. And her granddaughter, who was running it, informed Kevin that her grandmother had survived a concentration camp during the Holocaust.
That's crazy.
I know. And she lived to 103. And she escaped.
That's amazing.
She went to Spain.
What a badass.
I know. It's really awesome. While in Spain, she acquired this cabinet. And it was one of the three only items she had actually brought back with her to the United States. So it was pretty important to her.
Right.
He decided to get this cabinet along with some other items. And prior to leaving, the granddaughter approached him. Move my mic a little bit. Okay. She said, "I see you got the Dybbuk box," referring to the wine cabinet. She told him that while growing up, her grandmother called it that and always kept the box in a sewing room out of reach, always shut and never to be opened.
I'm trying to picture how big this box is. So it's like a wine cooler box?
It's smaller than this. It's
like
almost like a jewelry box. It's almost like a little bit larger than Alice's brown jewelry box.
How does that hold wine?
I don't know. I wondered the whole time too.
Is
That's exactly was my question.
Holds like one bottle
I don't
of wine?
think it's big enough to hold a bottle of wine. So I don't know why they would call it a wine cabinet. Like maybe it was for like wine glasses.
Or maybe it holds one bottle of wine.
Maybe it's just called a wine cabinet and it's for like cocktail stuff, for like accessories, but I don't know.
Okay, interesting. Okay, sorry.
It's good. It came across my mind too because I watched a bunch of stuff on it and I'm like that's like I ain't holding one of my bottles. The grandmother even wanted to she thought the box was so important that she wanted the box buried with her whenever she died, but the request went against Jewish burial rules, so it couldn't be done.
That's interesting.
So he tried he thought that like it was the lady was like pushing like all this stuff on him, and he's like, okay, well maybe this is really important to her, so he's like, well, do you want to open it with me as like, as like a final goodbye? And she's like, no, I don't want to open it. Do not open it for any reason. Please honor my grandmother's wish.
Because she never wanted to open.
Right. So she told him it contained a Dybbuk in a coliseum. Man, I forgot to look up the pronunciation of that, but I think it's Coliseum. Coliseum.
That sounds right.
And now a Dybbuk is the Jewish meaning for a malevolent wandering spirit. He didn't really think anything of this whenever he told her, although he was Jewish too, and he'd heard about Dybbuks growing up, I guess, and like they were just more so like a scary folklore that like your parents would tell you as a kid, like, oh no, the Dybbuk's gonna get you. Terrible. So he also offered for her to keep it and not even wanting a refund. And she's like, no, I don't want it. Take it. I would be questioning it the whole time and be like, okay, you really wanted to get rid of this. But that's me. Like the guy, maybe he wasn't very like spiritual, like into like paranormal and didn't believe that kind of stuff. Maybe he's very skeptic.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just like, all right, she just doesn't want it anymore.
I wouldn't want it. If someone was like, you should take this, I'd be like, no.
No, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You take it. Tell the other guy over there to
the other
buy
guy.
it. So when he brought this to the store, he took it to the basement where it was his workshop, and he intended on refinishing it and making it a gift for his mother.
Oh, I forgot the dog was in here.
She'd scare you. Oh. It's okay, Amy. I got freaked out during this one too. It took me a whole week to do this story because I had to take my time on it.
I apologize to my mother.
Sorry, Candy.
I worry about her sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry. Huge side note.
I would say it's a happy ending, but it's not really. Sorry.
The other day I was talking to my mom on the phone, and like we were having this full on like a normal conversation, and then all of a sudden I can hear her, but I don't know what happened on her end, because all I heard was like heavy breathing, and she was out running, and it's like over 100 degrees out there right now, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, hello, like she can't hear me. So I hang up, or she hangs up, or I hung up and called my dad, and I'm like, something's wrong. She wasn't responding to me yelling at her, saying hello. She's breathing heavily. Call her, figure out what's going on. And so then, like 30 seconds goes by, and he calls me back, and he's like, I have to go. And I was like, go where?
What?
Like, what happened? And he's like, I have to go open up the garage door for her. She's home.
What?
She
just got a little winded,
like,
and hung up on you, scared the crap out of you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if, like, maybe my thing went on mute,
like,
or she put me on mute, or...
We do so many true crime stories. Like, we've done one of a girl in the place where you lived, of running.
Yes! So I was
scared
just like...
me. Oh,
yeah, it scared me.
Candy.
And then him, I have to go. I'm like, oh my gosh!
You're kidding me.
You're kidding me! Y'all can't do that to me. You guys are getting too old.
Yeah, right? I can't be right there. You guys will be together soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That would scare the heck out of me.
It did. It scared me. I called my sister and told on my dad.
You told on him. I told on him.
I was
told
like, your father. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I like telling on my parents sometimes too.
Yeah.
Not like they can do anything. So, once he got down into the workshop to kind of set it down and like start refinishing it, he'd opened it and whatnot. He had opened up the shop for the day and left the box there to go run some errands, and he left an employee in charge.
Okay.
So about a half an hour into his tasks, he got a call from the employee. She was upset, freaking out, and said that someone was in the shop breaking glass and swearing.
Oh my gosh.
She also told him that the intruder had locked the security gates. So like there's like an art, it's like in the downtown area, and it's got like a cement arch to go in. But on that, there's security gates that are iron security gates to get in. Well, she said that someone had locked the security gates, so they had to be locked from the outside. And the emergency exit. And she was locked in.
So the person got in.
Yes, she believed that someone was there and that
inside.
She couldn't get out because the gates were locked and the escape
Oh
door
my
was locked, or the
gosh.
emergency door. So as he instructed her to call the police, his phone went dead. Of course. He rushed back to the shop, and like I said, she had said that the security gates were locked, and he had found the employee inside on the floor crying.
Oh my
He
gosh.
went into the basement and was hit by a smell of cat urine,
Ew.
and there had never been any animals there.
That's such a distinct smell, too.
Exactly, yeah. And the lights weren't working either. And through further
Oh.
investigation, he saw that all the bulbs and all the lights were like on the ground broken, and just everything was just shattered.
Like
Like
someone
like
might have
in
gone.
their sockets, like someone broke the bulbs in their
Yeah.
sockets. And along with like 10 4-foot fluorescent bulbs were all shattered on the floor.
What the heck?
So, whenever you go into the basement, there's no way that someone could have escaped the building without him seeing them or them running by him, because there was no way to like get in or get out in the area that he was
Right.
in. So they had to have been down there still, but there was no one down there.
What the heck?
So he went to go talk to the employee, but she's like, I in the documentary that I watched, she said that she had said "f you" and just walked out and left. So she never came back and still refuses to go, and she worked there for like 2 years.
Oh no. But that's such a like awful way to go.
It
Yeah.
sucks, but like apparently he kind of just like brushed it off and assumed it was her.
Like
He's like,
something happened.
what was her problem?
Yeah.
And didn't even press charges or anything.
That's
If you would think it
interesting.
was someone, I would have like further investigated it and be like, you would fix all these light bulbs. I guess that's
Yeah.
not really that big of a deal. It's
If
just
it's
light bulbs.
but if it sounds like one of those guys like I'll deal with it on my own.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Um. So after about 2 weeks from purchasing the cabinet, Kevin began working or continued to work on refurbishing it for his mother as he had planned. He found that it had a unique mechanism causing one of the door or whenever he opened the door, the one of the doors, all the doors would open and a drawer would open, so like all open.
Oh.
It looked really cool. Sorry, I lost my spot. This is why I hate using the tablet.
Stop it, Jesse.
Okay. And yes, he'd open it. He'd open it multiple times at this point. And inside of the cabinet, because there's things inside the cabinet,
Oh jeez.
there was one 1928 U.S. wheat penny,
I love that.
one 1925 U.S. wheat penny.
Love
I don't
that.
know why is a wheat penny. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means? Wheat penny.
Mm-mm.
It's probably how it's made or something.
Or
It's not gluten free. One small lock of blonde hair.
Oh, that's weird.
One small lock of brown hair.
That's even more weird.
One small granite statue engraved with the Hebrew letters spelling out the word shalom. But I say that as a question because I feel like they said something else. No, it did say shalom. Yeah. One dried rosebud, one golden wine, like what's the proper word for it? Not a wine glass, but like what you get at mass for chalice. Chalice, maybe?
I don't know.
And one black cast iron candlestick holder with octopus legs.
I love that.
I figured you'd like that. It reminds me of your wine glass.
Yeah.
Finding that the cabinet was in as good shape as it was, he decided not to refinish it too much, and he just cleaned it and rubbed some oil on it.
Oh, okay.
He finished the work on the cabinet and presented it to his mother for her birthday while at the shop. So he left his mother with the cabinet, went to go answer a phone call out of the room, and he had gotten an employee came to him while he's on the phone, and he said something's wrong with your mom.
What?
So he went back to his mom, and he found that she was sitting in a chair next to the cabinet, and her face had no expression and tears coming down her face. She was unresponsive and not moving. In
Oh
an
my
interview,
gosh.
she had said that on the show Paranormal Witness, his mother explained that she had opened it and immediately felt a cold, pure evil coming out. She had suffered a stroke. She had partial paralysis, temporarily losing the ability to speak and form words.
After she opened it?
Yeah. She communicated by pointing to letters of the alphabet, spelling out words. While doing so, she spelled out the words NOGIFT. And the son was like, "Oh, no gift." And the son was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give you your gift. You didn't get to take your gift home." And she's like, "No, no, no, HATEGIFT, hate gift." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's not really thinking anything of it because she can't really put anything else to it. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll take it away. I'll get you something else."
Yeah.
So he then gave the cabinet to his sister, who kept it for only a week because she complained of the doors not staying closed and kept coming open even though it had had no prior issues.
Right. Can we take... I need to go blow my nose really bad.
Yep, go.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
I just sound really stuffy right
You
now.
do. You sound really congested. Get some Vicks. Get some sage. Snort some sage. Kitty, kitty. You dick. You dick. You were such an ass.
Come on, Jesse. Jesse, in.
Stop, Leon.
Jesse, come on. Jesse, come on. You want... Okay, fine.
Worse than the cat.
Yeah, she is, because you tell her to come inside from outside, and she just stands there like, no.
My dogs do that too, but it's only because they always think they're in trouble.
Oh.
They'll be like, "Nuh-uh, you're gonna spank me." They're like a kid. They're like children.
No, she'll stand at the bottom of the stairs and like, no.
I'm good.
And then she'll like run to the backyard and want to come inside through the back door. I'm like, oh my God.
Because there's people out there.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I think she's scared of the clear door though, because it moves on its own sometimes because of the wind.
I mean, I get that. It's okay. Poor Jessie.
Don't feel sorry for her.
She's
choosing this life.
She's still warming up. Just takes her a while. Be nice to my dog. So, it had went to his sister's house and she didn't want it because the doors didn't stay open. Or didn't stay closed. They kept on opening.
Right.
It then went to his brother and sister-in-law's house, who had it only for 3 days, but returned it because it smelled. They kept on getting smells of jasmine flowers or cat urine.
I was gonna say the jasmine flowers would be nice.
Yeah.
Not the cat urine.
From there, it was passed on to his girlfriend, who actually asked him to sell it after 2 days. She didn't want it.
Oh.
And it sold. It sold to a middle-aged couple. But 3 days later, he came to the store and he found the cabinet sitting at the front doors with a note that said, "This has bad darkness."
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he brought it home. He's like, "All right, it's mine." And since he had brought it home, he had been having a reoccurring nightmare of him walking with a friend. Like, it was always like a different person in his life, but it was always like someone close to him.
Okay.
And he would be walking with them and he would look into their eyes, and then he would start to see like the person changing into something evil, and then end up turning into like this hag woman with sunken eyes just staring back at him.
Oh my gosh, Brie.
And then they would beat the living tar out of him.
Oh.
And on multiple occasions, he actually woke up with bruises and marks on his body from it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
When he had his sister, brother, and sister-in-law stay the night, I guess just like, I don't know, sleepover.
Yeah.
They they all complained of horrible nightmares that they had been having. While talking about the details at the table, um, they had all actually had the same dream, or pretty much the same dream. Maybe different people, maybe a different place, but they all had the same of the woman beating them.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Why did this guy just throw the box away?
because he doesn't know if it's the box. Well, but then the one similarity in the dream was that the box was there. So
That's creepy.
he then, sorry, I lost my place again.
I still feel congested, but like there's nothing there.
Yeah, so I said try some Vicks
No way, dude.
or Carmex. So then
Carmex?
I don't know. Sometimes when I'm out of Vicks, I'll put Carmex on the inside of my nostrils,
Okay.
and it helps. So he then called his girlfriend to also ask if she had had this issue whenever she had had the box, and she had ended up recalling having the same dream the night before she gave it back to him.
Oh no.
So after this discovery, he had been seeing what he described. He had started seeing what he described as shadow people, shadow things in his home,
Uh-huh.
and like his peripheral vision. And not only that, but visitors in his home also did the same thing. He decided to bring the wine cabinet out of his home and into a storage unit. Um, and one night while it was in there, he was woken up by a smoke alarm in the unit when it went off in the middle of the night. He went to investigate and found no smoke but the smell of cat urine, and when he went
Oh my
back into his home,
gosh.
it also smelled there as well. He decided to bring it back in home and start researching it. He fell asleep while doing so, and he had the same nightmare again, and he woke up around 4:30 a.m. because he had felt that someone was breathing on his neck.
I have to sleep alone tonight, Bree.
You're right, you do. You know what Josh read today? He said that he read a post that said horror movies should have bloopers at the end, so that whenever after you're done watching it, you can see that it's not all real.
Not real.
Oh, but this is real.
Nah.
So
Sorry.
sorry. So he was woken up with the feeling of someone breathing on his neck, and the house smelled like jasmine flowers, and a large shadow was going down the hall away from him. Like, it's like, oh, you caught me, so it ran away.
Oh
Is what
my gosh.
That's my take on it. He was afraid to destroy it because he didn't know what he was dealing with. Which smart.
Throw
So
it away. You're not destroying it at that point.
I mean, 10 makes, I don't know. I mean, what he did wasn't even much better.
I'd put it, give it to the free stuff at the dump.
Oh, but he did so much so smarter. He decided to sell it on eBay.
Watch out.
Because people are willing. You son of a biscuit. Stop it. You like beer?
Leon, why not here?
He did this earlier. He knocked over my mic.
I have your bed.
Go, baby.
Come on.
Kind of whine the whole time while doing it.
Come on. Come on.
There you go,
There you
babies.
go.
He's so handsome. You're such a pretty kitty. Oh, God.
Mother, I need help.
You see the table's big enough for you and Leon. Yay.
Okay, sorry. So he did something much better.
He decided to sell it on eBay because people are actually willing to buy stuff like this on eBay.
Yeah, people are bananas.
And he put the entire story on eBay telling them, like, you know, this is what you're getting yourself into. He had said that he was not religious and did not wish to have to participate in any form of exorcisms or case studies. It would go as is, as in, like, all the stuff that's in it is going to come.
Right.
And that he wanted to speak with the winning bidder to make sure that they were a serious adult and to offer full details in person as well. And
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
You said everything including it. So did he, when he gifted it to his his mother, everything that was in it?
I don't think so. I don't think he kept them in there.
Oh, okay.
They didn't say that in the documentary, but I can't imagine that he would have kept them in there.
I mean, those
And
are
I
pretty
feel
cool
like
things.
I feel like he did mention it. Maybe he kept some of the stuff, but I definitely would have taken out the lock of hair.
Yeah, that's
Locks
creepy.
of hair.
But
Or maybe the pennies.
the other things seem
I mean,
pretty
those are
cool.
pennies that are worth money now, so I don't know.
I'm wondering if a wheat penny is like,
I think they're like limited. I think they're like not like.
that light just turned on.
You got the remote over there?
No, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you butthead! It's not funny.
Okay, you're not supposed to mock it. Sorry.
So
Anyway,
I mean,
totally respect it.
the wheat pennies, I feel like maybe they would be like a wheat exchange currency.
Hey Siri, what's a wheat penny?
The Lincoln cent is a 1-cent coin that has been struck by the United States Mint since 1909.
That's not what we
I think
asked.
they're just rare. They were just how they were made. Something about. I'm pretty sure a wheat penny is like really rare.
Okay.
They're worth a lot of money.
I was just thinking that maybe they're like a wheat exchange currency.
Maybe, but for 1909 though, I guess yeah, it's about right.
I don't know.
To the 20s.
Sorry, go ahead. I keep
You're fine.
interrupting you.
You're fine. So, he told everything in the listing, and also in it, he upped, what is it?
A wheat penny now is worth $22.
Yeah, they're worth like a ton more than what they're. I can't remember what's special about them. Is it the way they were stamped? Maybe it's the way they were stamped. Or maybe they were made with real silver.
It had 2 stalks of wheat on the one side.
Oh, instead of one? Or was there not normally one? Is it like a whoopsie?
I'm not sure. So one side has Lincoln's head on it, and the other side has 2 stalks of wheat on each side.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's just it's probably just an updated,
yeah,
like an older.
from 1909.
They're just rare, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, if you have one, $22.
Yep. That's son of a bitch. 22,000 more than what it's worth?
I would think so.
I don't know. Anyway, don't judge
quote
me
us on
because
that.
I don't know.
We
math.
don't do math
We don't do currency. We have to look this stuff up all the time.
every time. Sorry, go ahead. It was really bugging me.
It's okay. I was curious too.
That is still really cool.
Yeah.
I would keep that stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't. So
Yeah.
where am I at? So in this post, he also put an update in there, I guess like a little after he had originally posted it, saying that he had experienced more out of the ordinary things. He said on Friday the 13th, June Friday the 13th, yeah, I know, he came home to his aquarium of 10 fish,
No.
and they were all dead.
No.
He's like, I don't know if this is coincidence, but I'm going to mention this. Just so
Poor
you know,
baby
it kills fish
fishies.
too. Don't bring it home if you have fish.
Yeah.
Okay. So someone did actually buy this. The next owner, in 2003, the auction was eventually won by a Missouri college student named Losif Nitsky. Okay, so in the documentary, his roommate was the one to speak, and he called him Sam. But on the everything that I read said Losif, and then on the actual, because it shows like the actual ads on the Dybbuk Box website, and it shows his eBay, like his actual name on eBay was Losif, not his username. His username was Spasmoludic.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
So I'm wondering if they were trying to hide his identity.
That could have been it.
Sorry.
Is he? Well,
already
the
been
other
said on
thing I
other
was going to
podcasts.
say is if he's from a different country, sometimes they have American names.
Maybe.
Here in America.
Maybe. But anyway, Losif bought it for we're going to call him Losif.
Okay.
He bought it for $140. He shared a house with 6 roommates, and they decided to take turns sleeping with the box in each of their rooms.
That's weird. Real quick,
Yeah.
How much did he list it for on eBay? Do you know?
I think 140, and they just bid it until it hit that, right? Maybe? I don't know.
That's not how it works.
I don't know.
There's like a starting point, and then people just fight for how much they're
Oh.
willing to pay.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So-
didn't get that.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's good. I'm missing a lot of information in my story.
No, you're not.
Just joking. So they took turns sleeping with it, and they seemed to not respect the box too much.
Oh no.
They actually had a party to like show it off, and during it,
That's such a weird thing to do.
yeah, I know. So during it, they
Ghost party.
right, they had decided to open it and show everybody like, okay, we're gonna open it finally. The same thing says not to open it, but we're gonna do it. And so Losif was sitting beside a girl, and I guess to impress her, he grabbed her hand and like put it inside the box, and she was pissed and walked away.
I'd be mad too.
And he actually blogged about everything too throughout the entire experience. So they experienced sudden illnesses, injuries, and what had felt like a tidal wave of bad luck.
Oh no, I don't need that in my life right
I know,
now.
right? A few days in, the house was surrounded with bugs that he wanted to believe was related to the time of year, but from what they talked about in the documentary, they were everywhere on the inside of the house, like in the sinks, in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, everywhere, just like bugs.
That is
Blech.
disgusting.
Yeah, I hate bugs, and
Yeah.
there were a lot of them around the box. Strange odors also were common to smell, like ammonia, which is
Cat
similar to
urine.
cat pee, which would permeate the home, and electronics would go on the fritz or even die or even break, including light bulbs.
Oh my gosh.
Then the box had started opening on its own when no one touched it. Finally, Losif began to lose his hair.
No.
He lost like half of his hair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, whenever I had read that he lost his hair, and I'm like, okay, it's common to lose your hair, especially with like stress and you're a college student. But
Yeah.
like, he said he lost about half of his hair. Like, you're in your early 20s and you've lost that much hair. That's not normal.
I have a friend that lost. He was bald on top by his mid 20s,
Oh, maybe.
but
maybe.
that was super
Yeah,
uncommon.
know someone.
He had always had like super thin hair. So.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been hereditary, but
Yeah.
it was just odd, and they were all getting sick all the time. And the doctor would say, like, you have a clean bill of health, you're fine. So after 8 months of this hell,
8 months.
he listed it back on eBay, stating the truth about the box and his reasons why they didn't want it any longer.
I can understand that.
So the box was then purchased by a Jason Haxton. He was a director of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine, and he was like super smart, very scientific way of thinking, just a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He had been informed of the box through students, and because he had like a lot of student interns, I guess, and he was hesitant to purchase it because he's like, why would I get this? Like,
Yeah.
why would I buy this?
Sounds miserable.
Yeah. But I guess he had this magician friend who was like, hey, this would make for like the perfect illusionist show. So
What?
if
No.
something happens to be wrong with it, I'll take it off your hands. Well, something was up with it, and
Obviously.
the guy ran and he didn't take it off of his hands.
Oh no.
He's like, sucker! Your house is haunted now. So the day he got the box, he decided to keep it at work. And not only did the electronics go crazy, like losing important files on computers,
Oh my gosh.
light bulbs bursting, and employees and himself started feeling ill. So he suspected the box was coated with some kind of cyanide. Smart. Like,
Okay.
that's a pretty smart way of
That's a
thinking. He said there's a
scientific-
lot of crazy
yeah.
people out there. You never know. So he tested the top of the box, checked what was on there, and there was just like an oil-based residue. And also he said
What-
that there were like...
But the oil base was the first guy.
Yeah,
restoring
exactly.
it.
Yeah, which was normal.
Yeah.
Which he found out that was like a normal refurbishing product for
Oh, gotcha.
furniture.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
also, he saw that there was like what looked like to be past drippings of candle wax on it, which made him think that maybe it was used in some kind of ritual. So he decided, with all these problems happening at work, he decided he needed to take it home and put everybody out of their misery and, not make them suffer. So make his home suffer.
Yeah. It's just-
Poor guy.
That's just moving one
You guys don't
problem-
want to take turns with me being sick? Gosh.
I don't understand.
Now I have to sleep with this thing.
I really don't understand people's logic
I
with
don't either.
with things like this.
Are you good? Do you need to go blow your nose again?
Does it sound like I need to? There's nothing in there.
I'm just making sure you're okay.
Oh, no, I'm good.
You sounded congested the whole time, so
Oh, okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Sexy.
Sexy.
So the
Should have heard me
day.
earlier.
Did you have the raspy voice?
Yeah,
Oh, I love a good raspy
I know.
voice.
And then I coughed and it was gone.
It's
I
like the
know.
episode of Friends. Oh, you don't know.
Sorry.
Well, the episode of Friends, Phoebe got sick and she liked to sing like at the bar and
Yeah.
or at the coffee shop and get like tips or whatever. And
Yeah.
one day she was sick and she found out she was getting more tips and she figured it was because of her raspy voice. So she got better and she's like, I need to get sick again. So she's like grabbing everybody's tissue and giving people to cough from her and drinking out of other people's drinks. My sticky shoes. You're welcome, everybody. So the day he brought it home, a storm formed within the block of his house, and he admitted that day they were actually like him and his family were like joking and mocking the box,
Oh, no.
and a large 100-year-old tree snapped and fell on his home.
No, that poor
Like,
tree.
The poor tree, poor home. Thank God the family's okay.
Yeah, I guess, but they're the ones that.
They
That would've been
made the tree fall on
I
it.
bet that tree was so pretty.
I'm sure it was. It's Missouri, I think. So
Missouri.
Missouri. We don't finish the word Missouri if we're from Missouri. Missouri. We could move into Missouri.
No.
I mean Missouri.
no.
Sorry guys if you live in Missouri, but I don't want to live there.
Sounds misery.
Misery.
Miserable.
That's what I always call it whenever Josh talks about it.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
So, they don't make fun of it anymore, as I'm sure you may have guessed.
Yeah.
And in pictures that were taken of the fallen tree, there were a bunch of orbs in the photo. Another instance that had happened while watching TV with his son, he had seen a dark mass standing behind. His son was like, "What is that?" And there was like this dark, like smoky mass, like moving behind his son,
No.
which was like freaked him out.
Yeah.
He also began having nightmares. Ones like Kevin Manisted, the first
Yeah.
guy. Continued to see dark masses and shadows, and of course the smell of cat urine and jasmine.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. He too began to experience health issues like hives, vision issues, like going blind,
Oh my gosh.
and even coughing up blood and choking.
no.
He had it the longest. There were also bugs like scorpion centipedes that formed on the wall.
In Missouri?
Yeah, I don't know if that's common there, but like
Doesn't sound like it would be.
he had it in a room, and then like on the opposite of the wall of the room, there were all these scorpion centipedes. Like he has pictures of it, like just formed on the wall,
Ew.
and they're poisonous too. And it was during winter.
That doesn't sound right.
Then, whenever at some point he had put it at a rental property that he was at, because he suspected that the box was causing all these issues.
Okay.
So he put it in the basement of a rental property that he had. And while it was there, these spiders, all these spider webs had formed above it,
Ew.
and then they were killed like with this white mold that like basically like froze, like it engulfed all the spiders, and it was like this turned all the spiders white, and all the webs were like white. It looks really weird.
That is crazy.
Really freaky. And I feel like he would be able to like debunk that
Yeah.
since he was really smart and very scientific, but
Yeah.
he was just like, that's very unusual. So he decided to do some digging on the box and got into contact with paranormal experts, scientists, Wiccans, and even a rabbi. He learned that he needed to contain the box in a container with, then line it with gold to neutralize the spirit.
That's very expensive.
Yeah. 24 karat gold, baby. He secured it in an son of a biscuit, axia wood arc lined with 24 karat gold. An arc lined with 24 karat gold, then added more to it later, and he had put that box into a military grade container, which eventually kept, I guess he kept it buried in an undisclosed location.
Oh my gosh.
So this helped quite a bit. No more smells and illnesses, and everything calmed down. He was actually working on a book for this, and of all of all of his experiences, and what he wanted to get to the origins of the box. He got into contact with the previous owners, including Losif and Kevin. He was then somehow put into contact with the original owner's cousin, Sophie.
Oh.
So it was it was the grandmother's cousin. So this lady was probably in their 90s.
Yeah.
Or hundreds, I don't know. But she had told Kevin about this stuff, and Kevin had relayed it back to that other guy,
Right.
Jason. Yes.
But the estate sale, it was the daughter that was
the granddaughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the granddaughter.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And her great aunt. Yes, great aunt.
Okay.
So I guess her
Which
great
that
aunt.
could have been the cousin.
Yeah. No, great
no.
second cousin. I don't
know.
know.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't. So the grandmother's cousin had ended up being there, who was still living.
Okay.
And she had told this guy Kevin that the grandmother's name was Havela, and Sophie informed him that Havela got this box while in Spain, and she used it to capture an evil spirit.
Oh.
And they then created a Ouija board, because I guess in like that time, like I've talked about before, Ouija boards were like pretty common, not a big deal to like contact spirits and play around.
But you had to make it.
Yeah, they had like a one made out of cloth with that was
cool.
embroidered. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they wanted to try and summon a good spirit to stop the Holocaust.
Oh, bless them. I love that.
But it wasn't actually a good spirit. It actually ended up being a bad spirit. And they believed that it was the reason for all the evil that happened in the 20th century, like major wars and disasters.
The guilt that they must have carried.
Yeah, well, in order to trap the evil spirit, she had eventually put the spirit into 10 different Dybbuk boxes.
Oh.
And separated them, sent them to all different places all around the world. Side note, we know of 8 Dybbuk boxes, but 2 we don't know of yet. We don't know where they are.
Brie.
I know, you can buy them online. So Jason learned that the box was essentially used as an altar for a Jewish spiritual ritual. Blah, blah, blah. I knew I was going to have a hard time saying that. And that goes for the items on the inside as well. Jason believed that the box was meant to stay with Havela, and that's why it would continue to act out. But
that's why she asked for it to be buried.
Yeah, she wanted to be buried with it. But as long as it remained contained with no one requesting anything from it, it will stay in a neutral state. Now, with his book coming out, Hollywood wanted a piece of the action.
Sure.
So they wanted to create a movie, and to do so, they refused to use the actual Dybbuk box, of course.
Obviously.
So Jason sent off the real Dybbuk box to the Amish, who replicated it. And while in their position, they too had some bad luck and bad issues. And they said, do not bring this back. Strange things happened during the making of the movie as well, like lights exploding, and the real Dybbuk box isn't even there.
Yeah.
But like lights exploding, and all of the props of the film were apparently destroyed in a fire just after filming.
What?
And the movie was called The Possession and was released in 2012.
Did I see that?
I don't know how I haven't seen it yet. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, but apparently it's pretty good.
Huh.
And it's Hollywood. It's similar to the story, but not at the same time.
Right.
So, at some point, Jason gets tired of it, or I guess is just ready to part ways with it.
Makes
and
sense.
Zach Bagans acquires it.
Zach Bagans.
So, he takes this box to his haunted museum in Las Vegas. And he actually has 2 Dybbuk boxes. And shortly after its arrival, mysterious holes began to appear in the walls around the box. Since it had been there, the staff and visitors were experiencing black shadows, fainting, feeling sick, and changes in emotion.
Oh my gosh.
And while Post Malone, apparently him and Zach Bagans are tight.
Oh yeah.
He went there and like was investigating with Zach through the museum, and Zach went and touched it. And, like, he freaked out. Like, he just froze there.
Zach did? I thought.
Yeah, he just couldn't, like, move. And he started, like, crying and, like, panicking. And he was just frozen there.
Yeah.
And in the footage, you see Post Malone touch Zach. And then Zach, like, snaps out of it and walks out. So.
I thought Post Malone touched it.
No, he touched Zach, who touched the box. So, and that was the first time Zach had ever touched it too.
Oh my gosh.
He said he described it as feeling a wave of darkness, emotion, and he broke down, just froze. About a month after this happened, Post Malone went through some life-threatening, strange things. His plane almost wrecked. His car was in an accident, and his house was broken into.
Oh my gosh.
And dude, I have a new respect for him too. Like, he believes in like aliens and shit. He said he goes out in the middle of the night on his property and will like take like night vision goggles and like look for aliens.
What a weirdo.
Like, he's probably on the show that I was watching, is on a talk show. I can't remember with who, but he was like, "Do you have neighbors?" And he's like, "No, but he's like, there's a subdivision coming close to me, and they're gonna think I'm really weird." In 2020 during quarantine, Ghost Adventures had to do like special episodes where they
Right.
did like episodes in the haunted museum, and they like investigated all these relics and haunted artifacts. One of the episodes, Zach wanted to talk about opening the Dybbuk box.
No.
So prior to opening, he discussed the Dybbuk boxes with Kevin Manis, the first guy, and he relayed a lot of the info that was previously mentioned. Zach asked him what would happen if he opened both of the Dybbuk boxes at the same time.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Kevin Manis said, "You could die." So what's Zach do?
Bet.
He's like, "I'm gonna do it." Well,
He does not.
He does.
Oh
He opens them
no.
both. He's fine. I mean, he's Zach Bagans.
He doesn't die.
He doesn't. I mean, clearly.
That's bananas.
I think he's pretty cool. It's fine. Don't do that, guys. But, you know,
Yeah, if you
if you happen to have two Dybbuk boxes,
Yeah.
don't open them. You know, if you happen to have two Dybbuk boxes, please let us know about it, though, first.
and
Because
also
we want to know.
contact your authorities.
Yeah, and send it to Zach Bagans so that he can properly
Deal with
not properly use it. Oh my gosh. I think he's awesome though.
Yeah.
Anyway. So the night before opening the box, they had actually like taken the plexiglass that was around it. Like, they didn't even have like the special enclosure around it. They just had a plexiglass over it.
Yeah.
So they took that off of it and used some equipment for the night, like an EMF reader, infrared cameras, thermal cameras, and like the emotions in the room like drastically changed. Zach ended up pushing someone out of the room.
Oh.
Like, they got on one of the recordings, it had said, shoot Bill, kill Bill, or something like that. And that was it the guy that he was pushing out of the room? Is one of the camera guys? Well, he goes to him and he like shoves him out of the room and he closes the door in his face.
What?
And he doesn't acknowledge that he did it. And everybody's like, "Dude, why did you just do that?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You just pushed him out of the room." And he's like, "I didn't even realize I did that."
What?
And
Poor guy.
I know, he's like, "Why did you do that? Why are you so aggressive with me?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." On the footage from the first night, they also caught a thick mist coming out of the box. It was crazy. Like, you're watching the box and all of a sudden you see like this big white mass coming out, and
So
then
this
like you
was
can see eyes in it.
This was before they
The night,
opened
yes,
the
because they did the
box?
night before. They tested like around it. They used equipment around it, and they just didn't feel right about opening that night.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Okay, we're gonna open it tomorrow night." So it
So-
was like a 2-night event.
So this was the mist was
The night prior.
okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
because they had wanted to watch it overnight.
Okay.
So yeah, they had seen this like thick mist come out of it, and like when one of the free shots of it with the like as like if you're looking at a photo of it,
Yeah.
you see eyes in it.
Bree.
And the night of the unveiling, Zach began by opening up the second box prior to the main one. He tested for any kind of static energy around it, and it was clean, and and once he opened it, the atmosphere of the room changed.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, they checked after they had opened it. They had checked the static energy a second time, and it went like haywire all around
Yeah.
the box. Also, Zach saw a black mass form behind it, which is another spot where they found a lot of static.
Yeah.
At some point, Aaron, one of the investigators, passed out
Oh my
in
gosh.
front of Zach, and Zach is just sitting in a chair just watching him because he's like out of it, and he watches him pass out, and he's just staring at him like, It doesn't even
What the heck?
realize that it happened. Which
Like,
tells you did he actually just pass out and Zach is actually out of it? Like, holy
Yeah.
cow.
Like, when someone passes out, you kind of
Yeah,
react to
you
that.
get up and you run to it. Yeah. Also, equipment picked up the words Kevin and evil.
Oh.
One of the investigators had heard a whisper saying, "I'll fucking kill you."
Oh.
Child's voice was heard.
Oh.
Thermal cams read that the box went up 6 degrees. And stick figures were seen in and around the box.
Stick figures?
Yeah, I say stick figures. I can't remember what the name of the camera is, but it's the camera where you can see like the paranormal anomalies, where it's like you could see like a person and they usually like do something.
Yeah.
Well, they could see one inside the box because he said appear, and then it appears inside the box.
Oh my gosh.
And then it moves behind it. Emotional changes and violent angry outbursts. Like Zach was like banging on stuff, like drumming and stuff, like being all weird. They're like, we've never seen you like this. Unexplained noises and light anomalies.
Oh my lord.
Lastly, after this investigation, a few days after, Billy, one of the investigators who had actually said that something about like this box is gonna do something to me or something. Yeah. His dog dies of a tragic death.
Oh,
coincidental?
Not the dog.
I know, poor puppy. Sorry, guys. Maybe it's coincidental, but Zach felt the need to include it.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't touch it. But if you want to see it, the Dybbuk box remains at the Zach Bagans Haunted Museum in Las Vegas. I believe there used to be a requirement that you had to sign a waiver prior to going in and going around the box, but I don't think they have to anymore. I'm not 100% sure though. I didn't see on their website
that protection.
Maybe
box.
Probably
like
not.
Some of the other ones have that protection.
You can literally go on night investigations with them there. I want to go there so bad. It's not that expensive. I would gladly pay $20 something, 20 something a head.
I would go.
Yeah,
I would
definitely
not do
want
a night
to.
investigation.
I would go. I would totally do a night investigation. So, as I said, there has been a book on this. And a movie and many sci-fi episodes featuring it, which I got a ton of my information from those episodes called Paranormal Witness.
Yeah.
And the podcast, wow, I suck. Morbid. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of information from them. But anyway, that is the story on the Dybbuk box, guys. Sweet dreams.
Thank you. Can you spray? Oh, I got it, bud.
You guys can hear it shake. This is the quartz. You have to shake it before you spray. Shake it. Ooh, that just
like
blew right over here.
Picture. He had a big knot in his.
I'm gonna spray you.
Oh.
Actually, that might not be good for him. Sorry, buddy.
Does that smell good? He's like, what are you doing?
Sorry, baby.
No, you smell good.
Okay, that's enough.
He definitely likes the smell for some reason.
It's cleansing. Cleansing happy thoughts.
I'm gonna go pee real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it smells good.
Oh man, I should have brought my tomatoes.
I guess I would know if something happened to my house, because Jesse would be the first one to know.
That's the benefit of having a dog, and also not the benefit. Paranoid Penny. Hey, how's it going? Okay, just making sure. Okay, just making sure. You all good? Right. Okay, you're going to do a video now? Okay, just making sure because we're almost done, and I was gonna hang out for a little bit longer.
Come on, Paranoid Penny. We should have called you Penny instead of Jessie. Come on. Do you want in?
Okay.
Jessie,
All right. I just wanted to check in.
come on.
All right. Love you. All right. Bye.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I was just checking in. Just the girls were just awful today, so I just wanted to.
Did he put them down?
Yeah. I'm sorry that took so long.
No, you're good. Something I forgot to do at the beginning of the podcast was, I wanted to give another shout out. We talk about them a lot, but Red Photography,
Oh, Jamie.
Jamie, she did Alice's photos, her yearly photos last night, and Alice was kind of in a mood. She was not like having it last night. There was a lot of bugs and she was super irritated with the bugs, and normally Alice is like,
I get
well,
that. That's understandable.
yeah, and Alice normally will put up with anything, but last night it was just like getting to her. So I think she was also hungry but wouldn't admit it. But Jamie put up with her. Alice was great, but Jamie's like, once again, blew her photo shoot out of the water. And I'm excited to see how it comes out, which it's going to be fantastic. So shout out to Red Photography. If you're local to Alaska, I definitely suggest you checking her out. And you can find her on our website, her information on our website, which is what'swiththeneighbors.com
She's awesome.
/promotions.
And she's definitely like she's very personable.
What are you eating? Don't eat the paper. Look.
She's probably nervous.
Don't eat paper. Jessie, don't eat paper. Okay. Anyways, so thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Again, I'm sorry that took so long. Also,
Don't
I'm sorry
apologize.
for it being a
My
very
stories
heavy
are always
story.
long.
It was a heavy one.
It's those ones. It's hard. Like you can't make jokes.
I did though.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't. Not really. It's fine.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Bree, what's going on with you?
Nothing.
Why are you gonna cry?
I'm just gonna cry. I'm so
Are you messing with me or are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm messing with you. I'm trying to look for a neighborhood story because I
Oh.
forgot to look for one, so I'm
Okay.
occupied. I'm multitasking. I'm sorry.
Gosh,
You're like, oh my god, it's like Zach Bagans.
Don't push me out the door.
Get out.
All right, so I'm going to tell you about Karen Taylor Presley Brown.
Presley.
Yeah, but it's Presssley.
Oh, okay. That's a cute middle name. Presley.
Nope. That's one of her last names.
Oh.
Taylor's her middle
That's
name.
a cute first name, actually. I've heard that as a first
Karen?
name. Presley. No, Presley.
Oh, Presley. Yeah.
Her name's Karen. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's Karen with a C.
Oh, okay. We like Karen. with a C.
Caren.
Maybe. We might not like Karen. Never mind, guys. Sorry.
So, Presley is like, I think one of my siblings have a friend named Presley.
It's really cute.
Yeah. So Karen was born in 1961 in Columbus, Ohio. Her family was upper middle class. Her father was a federal judge. She was super smart and very competitive. She was a straight A student, blah, blah, blah. At a young age, she joined gymnastics and even earned a scholarship to the University of Ohio and competed her way through college
Nice.
doing gymnastics.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Hold on. Let me open it.
You're fine.
Oh, God.
I feel like there's a weird atmosphere right
I
now.
do too.
Stop doing what you're doing. Like,
Sorry.
if it's you, stop because you're fine. I'm fine.
I'm good.
Do we need... Oh,
Is that Kitty? Okay. I was like, there's something in your house and it sounds like it's meowing. Oh, it's probably one of the cats that you have.
Tony, come on.
It was probably because I'm getting buzzed.
Okay. That's fine. As long as you're fine.
Yeah, I'm great.
All right. So, um,
Hi, son. Hello, sunny boy.
so
that would be a cute name.
she even made it to the Olympic trials for gymnastics. She was like that good at it. But unfortunately, she injured her back, ending her gymnastics career. That sucks.
That's depressing.
Yeah. When she graduated college in 1983, she found an outlet for her drive and competitiveness in a career in sales. She would sell policies for health insurance.
I'm pretty sure everybody just saw his butthole. He put his butt like right up in front of it. He's like, "What the heck is this?"
So in 1986, the competitiveness got the best of her, and she fell into a depressive state. She sought care and was prescribed medication for it, which good for her.
Yeah, that's sad
So
though.
it's hard to admit
Yeah.
that you have depression. So I get that. So she found happiness again in 1994 and married a man named Harold Presley. She transferred to the Virginia office for her work and moved to Warrenton, Virginia. And Karen loved this place. It was a small town. It had a dozen little antique shops.
Virginia's pretty.
Yeah, and she loved antiquing.
Yeah.
So
I bet there's ton of good ones there too.
dozen little shops that she just loved visiting. So in the late summer of 1997, Karen and Harold had actually separated. Unfortunately, she was pretty bummed about it. So to get away from the stress, she went on a tubing trip with a group of friends. One of the members of the trip was a man named Stephen Crosby, and Stephen's circle kind of like his work circle and his social circle kind of crossed over with hers, and so they had like known of each other but never actually
mutual acquaintances or whatever.
Yeah. So but on this trip they hit it off and they actually slept together, and Stephen considered it like a one night stand, friends with benefits sort of thing, and Karen saw it more of like a relationship, like a short-term relationship thing. But regardless, they ended up going different ways. They went different ways. When they split, Karen failed to let Stephen know that she was in fact pregnant.
Oh no.
And as unexpected as this pregnancy
Genius over here, move the camera.
Oh, I see it.
Better?
Yeah. What did I do,
Look
Mom?
at me.
What did I do?
Hello, handsome. He's being so sweet.
He is. Such a turd.
Here, everybody, listen. Okay, don't. Tony, stop it.
What do you want me to sing or not?
He's attacking the mic. You're so cute. You're the cutest little boy. You're such a pretty kitty. Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
No. No. Go lay down. Go lay down, babe.
That doesn't stop him. He does what he wants. So, as unexpected as this pregnancy was, it was something that Karen was overjoyed about.
Aww.
She had always wanted to be a mother and had actually had a few miscarriages in the past. So this was like
a rainbow baby.
This was a good rainbow baby for her.
Aww.
In 1998, she gave birth to the baby boy. And I will say, I could not find the name of this boy at all anywhere I looked.
Maybe they just want to protect.
Yeah, that's what it is, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So what I'll either refer to him as like son or boy.
Stop it. It's like, I'm gonna see you looking at me, microphone. I'm gonna get you.
To save her reputation. In 1998, she gave birth to the baby boy. To save her reputation and avoid conflict, she had actually told everyone that the baby was actually her ex-husband's, and she had planned on being a single mother and raise him on her own. And she could do so because she was financially stable.
When was this? What time?
1998.
Okay.
And where she lived was a super small town, like everyone knows everyone sort of thing. She was financially stable and successful enough to give her son the life that he deserved. So in 2002, Karen and her son moved back to Warrington, and she ended up opening up her own insurance agency. Her son was 4 now and obviously saw other children in daycare with fathers, and, it's on TV, so he started asking who his dad was. And Karen felt remorse for never, including Stephen in the relationship, so she contacted a family lawyer that specialized in custody battles, and they advised her, really think about this decision before you actually do it, because once you contact him,
Can't take it back.
you can't take it back.
Right.
So she actually waited 7 months before reaching out to Stephen.
It's a big decision.
Yeah. Which at first Stephen was pretty reluctant to agree to meet him. He was like, I don't know, I've moved on. I'm married now. I'm not really sure this kid is even mine. Are you sure it's mine?
Oh my gosh.
And
sorry, that makes me mad.
No, that's okay. You're going to have a lot of emotions, and there's going to be a lot of I did not see that coming.
Oh, okay.
In the story. So, he's like, and I get it. It was supposed to be a 1 night or 2 night stand, and it's crawling out of your closet now, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So after a paternity test, he agreed to meet his son and Karen. So they went out to a diner, and that was the start of Stephen and his son's relationship. They started to really hit it off. He would have regular visits, which I'm going to tell you that the regular visits weren't actually regular. It was every other weekend. So it wasn't like he was seeing him very often. Twice a month is how often he would see him.
Okay.
But this really upset Karen. She realized that this relationship that her son was having with Stephen, she was jealous. So she tried to minimize the contact with him. However, Stephen was like, no, you can't take away my son now that you insisted on meeting him.
Right.
And you kept him for me for 4 years already. So he's like, no, I don't like this. So Stephen filed for regular visits in May of 2003. And she obviously was upset about that. The legal battle for custody and child support was taking over a year. And during that year, Karen really spiraled. She would self-medicate, drinking heavily, and doing drugs.
Oh, no.
I know. And I get it. I understand that, I've never been in that situation, but
It's
I
a lot
know
to go
other
through
people.
mentally.
Yeah, it's hard. So I get that, but it really sucks that she resulted into drugs and alcohol.
Especially if she's, used to it just being her and
Yeah,
son.
yeah. So something that they tend to do in custody battles when neither party can come to an agreement is actually bring in a advocate, another lawyer that is solely for the purpose of the child.
Right.
And basically a non-biased party to look at both cases and give their best professional opinion on what is best for the child. So this third-party person was given an allotted amount of time to come up with a plan and suggest what they think is best. However, while this was going on, Karen made an accusation that made the court raise their eyebrows. She claimed their son would start acting out of character when it was time to go see his dad. He would scream, cry, and not just seem happy to go over to his dad's house. So, bringing Karen to believe that maybe something sinister was happening over at the house during his visits with his dad.
Red flag.
Yeah, which I get that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
during one of the visits, Karen claimed her son came back home from his weekend with his dad's with a black eye. He was 7 at this point, and he said he fell out of his bed, but Karen did not believe him. So I'm going to stop for a second and talk about talking with your child about something that might have happened to them and how important it is to not lead the conversation. So, and I had to do this with Alice, and I had no idea what I was doing, but my number one thing was I did not want to put words
Right.
or a thought into her
Right.
head. So everything I would ask questions, and this is what Karen should have done. You ask questions, but it's open-ended
Right.
questions.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a yes or a no.
Yeah.
And you don't
Let them form their own answer.
let them form their own answers and don't lead. You don't say like, yeah, I'm trying to think of an example, like someone taking something from you, like a toy. Well, did they grab it from your hand? You don't say things like that.
What happened? Like,
you do not lead at all. Do not put any words into their mouth, because especially at that age, like,
yeah.
they can easily
Right.
form
Yeah.
an entire story off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what you said. And so, going through this with Alice, I mean, this happened 4 years ago, and I'm going to kind of toot my own horn, but I'm really proud of how I
Yeah.
handled it, because,
Definitely.
and I even recorded it one time, one of my conversations, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't leading
Right.
her.
Yeah.
And I listened back at it, and I realized, no, I wasn't. And I
Yeah.
even sent it to family members and stuff like that, because I was like, I'm not, like, I cannot believe that she
You can't
came
make
up with
this
this.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So don't, if you ever have to have a conversation like that with your child, do not lead them, because first off, it will
They
just
can
become
come up
into
with
a,
anything.
they can, and it will, one, come bite you in the butt later, because that means that you might have put those words into your child's head,
Yeah.
but also you want to get the truth out
Yeah,
of them.
exactly. That's most
So-
important.
Yes. So,
Take your children seriously too.
yes, please listen to them. So she took him to the family doctor, and after the exam, the son finally admitted that he had been punched. And that's what I was talking about with leading, is maybe she actually
Right. That's a little.
said, like, did dad punch you?
Yeah.
So Karen calls the local police. Stephen was arrested in March of 2005 for hitting his child. However, he never admitted to him hitting him. While Stephen was dealing with these criminal charges, their son started to backpedal on his claim and saying oh, maybe it was an accident. I don't know what happened. Going back and forth. And so it was his story was not staying straight. And it also would change depending on who he talked to. So the advocate for the boy also believed that there were holes in this story, like I was mentioning. In fact, she believed it so much that she actually suggested for full custody to go to Stephen, even though he had these criminal charges up against him. And that advocate, her saying that, shocked the courtroom.
Oh, I bet.
It was a week later, not even a week later from Stephen being arrested. And normally with pending criminal charges, the court is more likely to want to wait for to make any radical decisions until the criminal charges have been completed.
Right.
But essentially, the advocate was claiming Karen had falsely accused Stephen for hitting his son. And like I mentioned before, when you lead a child, you can easily manipulate your child into saying what you want them to say. So the advocate's heaviest statement was also how she believed Karen was obsessed over her son, and the amount of control she wanted over Stephen's visitation was unhealthy. She also brought to light Karen's drug and alcohol abuse. She would have these parties at her house where people were using cocaine and drinking heavily around this child. And it's
Oh
just like, it's not
no.
a healthy environment.
Yeah.
Which is bananas because, like, she was such a highly.
She went from such a like
like,
perfect, not perfect, but like
she owns her own insurance company.
successful, I should say.
A pillar of the community and stuff like that. So
sad.
Yeah. So 2 weeks. So on May 25th, 2005, the judge awarded Stephen temporary full custody of his son. 2 weeks later, the court dropped the abuse charges. He claimed, the judge, he believes something did happen, but it did not exceed the reasonable doubt threshold to press charges, claiming that it very much could have been an accident.
Right.
So with that, Stephen received permanent full custody with supervised visits with their son. I'm talking a lot.
You're doing good, buddy.
Thank you. So, did you hear that? So Karen was told by everyone, like, just follow the rules, go with the visits, say please and thank you, do what you're told to do to possibly get more custody later on.
Right.
That was hard for her, obviously, and she would contact Steven often, and he'd be like, wait, hold on, we need to get a supervisor in here so that they can listen in on the conversation, that sort of stuff. Like, he wanted to have someone monitor
by the book.
Yeah, by the book. Monitor everything. And that just ticked her off more.
Smart, though.
Yeah. Her friends said she was losing her soul. There was an emptiness to her, and in 2007, she had exhausted all of her legal avenues to get her son back.
As a mother, like,
you sympathize.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, thank God I love my husband.
Yeah.
Thank God we're close, but I could not even imagine.
I know.
Going through that, and I'm so sorry if you ever have to. That's just awful.
Yeah.
I can't even leave my kids for a night without breaking down.
I know. I've been there.
You've been there with me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We tried to go to Anchorage for 2 flipping days, and I cried before I left. I'm like, I can't leave my babies. It's fine. They're fine.
I get it, and especially,
but I want to.
It just sucks, and it doesn't sound like Steven is doing anything to, like, manipulate the situation.
Yeah, no. Neither.
He was like,
yeah, he's
I
not
just
in the
wanted
wrong.
more time. I wasn't asking for full custody. I just wanted more time with my kid.
Right.
So it just sucks.
It's like you sympathize with both.
Yeah. So, and can you imagine? You're like, I just met this kid like 2 days ago, and now I have full custody of him.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the movie The Game Plan.
We just watched that like last night. That was such a cute movie.
I love that movie.
I cried like through the whole thing.
Oh
anyway,
my gosh,
sorry. Such a baby. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. He didn't want a daughter. Now he wants her and he loves her. And now her mom's dead, so he has to take her. So beautiful. Sorry.
That's basically like
spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it by now,
literally just gave away the whole movie.
But he didn't. He was like,
Yeah,
I
he
do
took
not
her.
want you.
He's so sweet.
So, trying to make the best out of her situation, she went on a blind date with a 29-year-old Wynn Brown. They got married 6 months later and moved to Richmond, Virginia. Although she was newly married, she actually stayed hyper-focused on getting her son back. She lost her house, her business. She would do her own research. Nothing was working to help get him back. And when I say she lost her house and business, like, because she was paying all these legal fees,
Right.
Unfortunately. So Karen at one point was diagnosed with PTSD and was told that she was emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted. She founded an online community called Children Without a Voice that was a foundation to help educate parents in similar situations as hers to fight unfair court rulings, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
September 29th, 2007, her last court appeal to change the ruling for custody failed, and her case was permanently closed.
Oh.
Yeah. Karen fell after this. Karen fell to her friend Gail, who had gone through a similar custody battle with her own child and ex, for support. And Karen and Gail would talk often. During one of their conversations, Gail was, said something along the lines of like, we should just hire a hitman and kill both of our exes. We've all had that conversation, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, Gail was laughing it off, but Karen's like, tell me more.
Oh,
And
okay.
Gail's like, I don't like it was a joke.
It's being
Yeah,
sarcastic.
and like,
be careful you joke with people.
yeah, so this lasted like a couple weeks. Like, Karen would not drop the subject of like hiring a hitman, and Gail was getting worried. She's like, this is like, drop it. Like, we all joke, right? We all have these jokes, we all laugh about it, and we're allowed to.
Right.
You're allowed to joke about it, but acting on it is something else.
Yeah.
And so
And the fact that you keep on bringing it up is a little disturbing.
Yeah, right? And Karen even at one point said, if you, or I'm going to go down to Mexico and hire a hitman with or without you. And Gail was like, okay, well, you know what? I know a guy. And so Karen's like, cool. We can do this. But before that, like, Gail really did try. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. Gail did say, like, you can't do this. But I guess I already said that, so never mind. So Karen told Gail before. Nope, I'm just gonna leave that part out because it doesn't matter now. I already skipped through it. So, she mentioned that she knew of this man, and she would set up a meeting for them. And the agreement she would pay. The agreement was she would pay him $2,000 as a deposit, and then $2,000 after the job was done.
Jeez.
I have to leave my hand here to prop up his head because that's where he put it. So that's actually a pretty cheap hitman,
Right?
if you think about
I
it.
was thinking, I was like, dang, $4,000 to kill someone.
Yeah, like that's pretty cheap. So on August 1st, 2008, Gail and Karen waited in Gail's backyard for the hitman to arrive.
Maybe they were on sale. Sorry.
It was Black Friday.
Roll back.
Roll back.
Walmart.
Back to school special.
Hitman, aisle 3.
Blue light special. Karen gave the hitman all the information he would need: maps to the house, time frames of when her son wouldn't be there, times when Stephen and his wife would be there. However, Stephen and his wife had 2 other children.
No.
One was only a year old.
Babies.
She suggested to the hitman he should burn the house down after killing the parents, knowing that the children would be trapped inside to get rid of all evidence.
All right, Karen. I don't like you anymore.
I know.
I get you're sad, but you know what?
We don't kill people.
You don't put your sadness on. You don't turn your sadness into killing.
Yes.
Especially children.
Especially children. And the
Unless
thing
it's
is,
like Chucky.
But Stephen didn't do anything
No,
wrong.
no, it sounded like he was going by the book and following the rules, and he was doing what was best for his son.
Yeah.
Maybe he just fell in love with his son after like
a day.
Yeah.
Or knowing the
He's
fact
like,
that he has a son.
Yeah, like this is my child. I'm going to love him unconditionally no matter
You
what.
brought him into my life.
Yeah. That was your choice.
You chose this.
Karen.
So, remember how I told you how Gail was like, you really shouldn't do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, once she realized
Smart
that...
Gail.
Yeah. So, but then she... was like, I know a guy.
She's like, you shouldn't do that, but I have a guy, so.
Well, once she realized that Karen was really going to go to Mexico to hire a hitman,
She's like, oh, you're serious?
yeah, she
Dear.
contacted the state police and
Good.
explained to them how she truly believed that her friend wanted someone dead. So this hitman she knew of was actually an undercover cop.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. I'd be like, all right, she wants a hitman. I'm going to hire a cop.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I'm going to tell a cop and, like, they can pretend, like, and catch her in the act.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to stop.
Exactly.
She's clearly got it in her head and she just wants to do it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So once Karen handed over the money to the undercover cop posing as a hitman, that was the final piece of evidence that they needed to arrest her. After the cops... What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm playing with Tony.
Oh, Tony's down there? Okay. After the cops left the backyard, Karen and Gail went back inside. Gail, knowing that the police were on their way to arrest Karen, and Karen even said, "How can you be so calm?" And Gail, the show that I watched about this, called Snapped.
Oh, that's a good show.
Yeah. Gail was like, "I couldn't say, 'cause I'm trying to prevent a crime. That's how I'm calm, 'cause I know you're.
Because I know nothing's gonna happen.
I know no one's dying.
You're getting jailed.
You're getting jailed.
You're getting jailed. You've been jammed.
You've been jailed." So Karen walked outside, and the police arrested her on attempted murder charges. Gail went over to Karen's husband, Wynn's house, and told him what happened. And Bree, he wasn't surprised. It did not shock him that
That's sad.
Yeah. He said she was at the end of her rope, and it made sense. That's sad.
That is sad.
Yeah. So Karen pled guilty to 2 counts of attempted capital murder, and she ended up serving 12 years in prison and 32 years of probation.
And you know what that got her? More time away from her son.
Well, that was the main point, was the judge actually, he sentenced her to a total of 40 years, but it ended up being like 30 or 28 suspension, which don't ask me what that means. I don't know what that means. Meaning she only has to serve 12 years of it.
Okay.
And so she would be in jail until her son was 18 years old and custody was not an issue. So, she also wasn't allowed to have any contact with any of the victims in the case. So
hard.
Yeah, so in 2010, Karen and Wynn divorced. In 2016, Karen was released from jail.
I forgot that she got married.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so they divorced. In 2016, Karen was released from jail. She got a job as a cashier at the local Goodwill. And even on the Goodwill website, it has like a whole thing about her, like good employees or something like that. And it like talks about her past and how it doesn't talk about her going to jail.
Oh, okay.
It mentions how she like was not a victim, but she like experienced some hardship or something, and she lost her home.
Because Goodwill hires like people. Yeah.
But it says like because of hardship, she lost her home, she lost her business, and she used our program to come back and build a resume and this and that and that and that.
She was an example.
Yeah, she was an example of a good employee and stuff like that, and somebody that they helped. So she became a cashier at the local Goodwill, and it looks like now she owns and operates a pet walking and sitting service to Virginia called the Color Club of Virginia. That's it.
Wow.
She's out there living her life.
I mean,
I know. This is a hard one.
Such a hard, like, you're right. I did go through a lot of emotions because, like, I can't even imagine.
I know. So I was reading a blog.
And then having to be away from her son for, like, till he was 18 years old.
Well.
So sad. He missed all of his life. I'm going to cry.
So I was reading a blog about it, about her
Not
case.
that I'm like rooting for her, guys, but
You
it just
shouldn't
it
hire
just makes
people.
me sad. Okay.
Yeah. There was the blog that I was reading, like the comments of people talking, like half of the people were like rooting for her, like she shouldn't have gotten this and whatnot, but then the other half were like, no, like F her, like she hired people and
Yeah,
didn't even
she
care about
put
these
she
children.
put innocent people. All the people were innocent. She
Yeah.
put people in danger
Yeah.
on
So,
purpose.
yeah, especially the children.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those like you don't know how to feel.
Yeah. It's like
So-
she needs to be she definitely needs to be put away for her crimes, but at the same time like I do feel bad for her. Like she does need to like definitely go to some therapy.
Yes.
But she definitely needs to go to therapy. Like she needs to talk with someone.
Yeah. And she needs to work out all of like
That's so
it
sad.
sounds like it stems from that jealousy
yeah,
sharing.
but yeah,
her
like
son.
I would understand that. Like
Yeah.
being a single mom, you're used to like it being only you and the baby.
Yeah, for
And then
4
like
years.
you have to share the baby, and it's like
Then you have that guilt
Ugh.
of like I never told
I'm
you
a
who your
terrible
dad
mom.
is,
Yeah.
so maybe I should do that. And it's like, wait a second, what did I just do?
oh my god.
Yep.
That was a rough one.
I know,
You
I'm
didn't. No one
sorry.
even died. That was such a hard story, and no one even died. Oh my gosh, it's hard being a mom sometimes.
It is hard being a mom.
It is so hard.
Yeah. I know. I know, bud. I know.
Love my babies.
Do you want to go home and cuddle them now?
I do. I want to go home. I want to go pull Natalie out of bed. I want to go love on her.
I
So
love
bad.
you so much.
And then they're gonna wake up and be like, "Go to sleep!"
Yeah, right.
Sorry. Just screamed in everybody's ears. Go back to bed.
Go back to bed. Why did I wake you up?
So I have a neighborhood story for you that I just remembered it is on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So oh man, I feel like I should get the TikTok name of this so that people can actually go watch it. Hang on, let me find it. It's a really funny TikTok. You may have seen it. Maybe I posted it.
Where are you going? No, Leon. Stay with me.
I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
So it was and if I find it, guys, I'll post it in our Facebook group.
Okay.
So it was a young kid, you know, probably teenager, and he was playing Ding Dong Ditch, and his buddy, who was not in the Ring camera vision, had told him to go ring the doorbell, and so he ran to go ring the doorbell, and as he does it, the man of the house or the dad or whatever walks out the door, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Okay, so don't get mad, but so and so over there just told me to ding dong dish your house or I have to walk home." And the guy's like, you're like, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna blow up at this kid." And he's like, "All right, here's what we're gonna do." He's like, "I'm going to yell at you and chase you out and act like I'm mad at you."
Yeah.
And the kid's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, and so he's like, "All right, you ready?" He's like, "Yeah." And he starts chasing him down the street and yelling at him like, "Get out of my property! Get out of my house!" It was like perfect because you think like everything's gonna go wrong,
Yeah.
but everything goes right. It's like this guy's probably like, "Oh yeah, he's getting a ride home for sure." It was funny. I want to be that kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Because I totally get ding dong dishing people's houses.
Do you? Because
Yeah.
you would do it often.
Yeah. We used to sneak into houses that realtors accidentally left open too, that were empty.
Oh, and would you pretend you own it?
No, we just peed and pooped in their toilet.
Oh.
Because we were all like 12 and we're like, we peed and pooped in their house. In their toilet, not in their house, guys. We were stupid.
That sounds so dumb.
We'd be like, "Oh, there's a noise in here. It must be haunted." It probably wasn't. We were real smart.
I love that so much.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, that was a perfect ending. to
Guys,
this terrible, terrible story
it's
episode.
so
It was
sad.
a heavy episode.
It was a heavy episode. Guys, please listen. I don't know where I'm going. If you want to listen to us, you know where to find us. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google,
iTunes.
I love radio, iHeartRadio. I love radio. I love
I
Lamp.
love radio.
On Apple, you can rate and review us. I believe on Spotify you can as well. You definitely can on Spotify. So please do that. It helps us out big time. We definitely need more reviews. Also, to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat. Yeah, and that's just at WWTN Podcast. We also have a Facebook group, which we're trying to get more people to get in on. I believe when this comes out, it'll be like the last day on getting in on the group and getting in on a current challenge that we have going in on there, and you get free merch. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
And check out the shirts that we have for sale.
Yes, we have shirts that are just designated for the Facebook group. Shh, keep it quiet, guys.
Facebook exclusive.
Yeah, we're making special shirts for Facebook group.
Just for Facebook.
So go in our Facebook group and check those out. Also, our website is what'swiththeneighbors.com.
And on there, you can find a link to everything that she just mentioned, along with a link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WWTN podcast.
Mhm.
And for $3 a month, what?
Podcast.
I was like, is it What's with the Neighbors? Or
No,
what?
it's WWTN.
For $3 a month, you can get our edited audio episode a couple days early, along with exclusive content. For $5 a month, you can get our video episode unedited and exclusive content, and you get a magnet when you sign up.
Yeah, you're
That's pretty cool. And if you want to slide into our DMs,
choo-choo. Donor bus.
We've been recording for a while.
Yeah. I'm tired, and I'm pretty sure the sage is making us loopy.
Yeah.
It does make you loopy. I researched a lot of it.
Really?
It does make you loopy. Yeah. And I feel like
Oh.
that's why I've been like really tired all of a sudden. Like
That's
I got hit with
probably.
like a wave of tiredness.
So if
Chilling out over here.
feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, or story suggestions. Once a month, we also like to do listener stories. So please send in your neighborhood stories, send in your paranormal stories, your Sasquatch stories, your alien
Conspiracy
abduction stories,
theories.
Conspiracy theories. I love a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah, we have yet to heard of a good conspiracy theory from anyone. So
Yeah, that would be fun.
you have a good one, send it to us. Maybe we haven't heard of it.
Yeah, and also true crime stories that they don't have to be murders. They can be like, did your uncle like embezzle like $100,000 from the IRS or his company, McDonald's? You know, and murder also, but it doesn't have to include like,
They're very broad topics, guys.
yeah. We just want to hear about it. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to like be personally involved. You
Yeah.
don't have to be personally involved.
Yeah.
We just want to hear it, and we want to share it on our podcast. So do that at WWTN
At
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. And have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy
Oh.
out.
I like that we're still doing that, though.
I know. We're dedicated.
I'm so proud of us.
I know.
48 episodes of high fives.
48 episodes.
I
of
think
Hive.
we had some air high fives.
Look how disgusting that is.
So much air. Oh,
Say hi to your skin babies for us.
yeah, your babies.
Give your babies hugs.
Give them cuddles tonight, guys.
No one
I'm gonna
died.
cry.
The babies
I
didn't.
know, but I'm gonna
the
cry.
sun-
It's
what-
so sad.
Okay, but like 2 episodes ago, I talked about babies dying, and you didn't even cry.
For the
Breathe.
entire time, I'm thinking my babies. What if my babies are taken away from me? It's so sad. Shut up, Amy. Shut up. I'm not.
I'm smacking it out of you.
I'm a tough person. Ugh. I'm gonna do some push-ups.
Yeah, do you need to push up?
I haven't done any today.